We have another exciting day, guys. We're going to install the Westcott Designs Ladder for the rear of the 4Runner. And we have the parts here. I just picked this up recently. It does come with the top bracket here. This is the insert for the bottom bracket. And the bottom bracket here I'm going to have to remove. So I'm going to go through a detailed video of how to install this if anybody's interested and has a ladder and they want to install it. So I'm going off Jeff's from Westcott Designs video, as well as some other videos that I watched, and I'll probably do a combination of the install methods because there are several of them. This is the rubber piece also that will go on the bottom lip of the tailgate. So just check this ladder out. It's unbelievable quality. Very, very impressed. Solid as a rock. Gorgeous welds. So let's get at it. All right, so what we have that came is the fully assembled ladder, and then we have the bottom brace or backing for the bottom mount that goes inside the tailgate. We have the top bracket here. We have a little piece of rubber that goes onto the lip of the bottom of the tailgate, and the bottom bracket, which is actually right here. I don't know if the sun is glaring this out, but the bottom bracket I am going to remove and install that separately. As per Jeff, I'm going to use a few different methods here. As I had mentioned before, there are several ways to install this, and I'll use a combination of all of them. So here we go. This bottom brace that's attached here, we are using the 5/32 Allen key to take off. All of my power tools are up north in a house that I'm renovating, so I will work with what I have, and I hopefully have the correct sizes for all this, for all these bolts on the install here. So bear with me. Alright, bottom bracket is off. I'm going to install this on the 4Runner right now. So with the bottom bracket off, I am going to put this rubber piece over the tailgate lip, and then the bottom bracket will go over that. So as per Jeff, owner of Westcott Designs, he says from this drain hole right here, actually edge of the drain hole, measure over 4.5 inches, as you can see here, and then the edge of the tape, the edge of the tape right there is exactly 4.5 inches. So I'll put the rubber piece, and then we'll put the bottom bracket on. All right, I'll attempt to do this with one hand and with the sun beaming in. I pulled the car in the garage. Hopefully it'll cut down on the glare here. All right. So the rubber piece goes on the lip. I'll scoot it on over, as you can see there, to the edge of the tape and push it on. That'll protect the lip of the tailgate. And then this back bracket is going to go over the rubber here. It'll go over the rubber at the edge of that tape, and then those two holes need to be drilled out. So I'm going to work on this right now. All right, so I'm going to center punch these holes that I marked here before I drill. Yes, I am using a masonry hammer because my tools, as I said, are elsewhere, so I will make do with what I have. All right, I'll start with some small drill bits and then get to the larger ones for the final bolts. Okay, so I have a 5/32 drill bit, which I'll make the first hole, and then I'll enlarge it after. I will now move up to a 5/16, and we'll see if this is large enough for those bolts. No. Perfect. These are the bolts right here. And I'm using a 5/16 drill bit. That was the size. Bolts fit perfectly in there. GoPro. All right, so next step is we're gonna remove the pull handle, or the insert, I should say. It's just plastic, comes right out. Woo! That was from the last off-roading experience. Still got some dust in there. Over here too. Car wash didn't do so well with that area. All right, so I have my 2 holes, and next step would be we're going to slip this bracket in. The sun's killing me over here, guys. We're gonna slip this bracket into that part I just removed, and we're going to first get into this hole, which is the furthest hole from that drain, and we'll hand tighten that one, and then we'll swing it over to this side. All right, so I have the back of the bracket inside here awaiting the bracket. So this, what I'm going to do here is I'll have one bolt ready to go. So that bracket has to get bolted into the tailgate, and the backing will support it. So I'm gonna just put a bolt in here, and that will hold that side fairly well. I have this bolt ready to go here, and I'll take the bracket, fish it in so I can find it behind. It is threaded, so that's what your bolt is going into. And hopefully I can hold this up with one hand and thread that bolt in. All right, so I think I found it pretty well. I'm going to hand tighten it, and then I'm going to do this side here. All right, so they're hand tightened. Then I'm gonna work on the top bracket, swing the ladder down. This will be loose enough where I can adjust it if necessary, so I can get the 6 Allen head bolts in the bottom. All right, guys, so the bottom bracket is on hand tight, so I can adjust as necessary. I did hang a towel. I just put some tape over a microfiber towel, so it hangs down. So when the upper bracket goes in and the ladder is hanging down while I'm adjusting, it's not gonna scratch the tailgate. And let me show you what I did here, guys. Okay, so upper bracket is just temporarily in, and I was taking measurements. And what I've come up with is, let's see if I can balance myself here. The measurement from the edge right here to the edge of the bracket, which I marked actually with the blue tape. I don't know if you can see that. That is 3 5/16 of an inch. So just over 3 1/4 inches, and just under 3 3/8 inches. So 3 5/16 from here to here. And then I taped it down so it's kind of in place. And then when I go into the tailgate and confirm those measurements are indeed correct. So Jeff Westcott says that that left bracket should be right in the center of the hinge. So let's get a close up here. And you can see here that that bracket is right in the middle of the hinge right here. And then the other bracket will be to the right of the electrical boot. So, all right, so double-sided tape. I already took the top one off. Very straightforward, guys. And we're gonna go put this on, I am going to do this with both hands so I don't screw it up, and I'll show you once it's in there. Top bracket is in. It is important to make sure you close this gap right here, that this bracket is pulled tight to the edge of the top of the tailgate, all right, on both sides. So in as far as you can this way, then press down to secure the tape. So that's my mark. My original mark, I tried at 3 3/8. That was too far over to the left of the hinge. So we went to the 3 5/16, which is that second mark, and it's right on there. So top bracket is in. We're gonna lay the ladder down and start to secure it. So I got the top bracket on, and let me tell you, take a look at it here. It's on, it's nice and secure. But that being said, one particular bolt took me probably as long as it's gonna take me total to install this ladder. This Allen stud right here under the hinge, man, oh man. And I'm sure it was just because of the angle. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this before, but you need a super stubby 5/64 Allen key to get in. I actually had to cut that one to fit, and I actually bent it on the long side to get it going, get the stud going. This is the original length. So you can see, get it on a table actually. You can see we had to cut it to access that stud. So man, I hope you guys have better luck with that one, but either way, it's in and it's secure. So let's get the ladder on. I'm gonna hang the ladder on the top bracket here. And then it's resting on the rag that I put down there. And I will put the center bolt in and leave the side bolts, the other side bolts out. There's only 3 on top. And that way it gives me a little room for adjustment there. Yeah, it's a little tight in there too. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put the other 2 on as well, hand tight. And number 3. So we have all 3 started, and we still have room for flexibility to adjust the ladder as need be, as we do the bottom here. All right, that's 2 started. They're a little difficult. I know Jeff designed it that way, so the ladder's super tight, but it's all gonna work out. They're starting to come together now. If you look through the holes in the bottom, you can see those sliding T-nuts that are in the groove, and you kind of have to line them up that way. So I was having a problem with the 3 bolts that are closest to the tailgate. They seem like they were short, and I know they're not. I know Jeff said that the tolerances are tight for a specific reason, so the ladder is nice and solid. So what I ended up doing is I went up top. The bolts were already loose, so I pulled the ladder out from the tailgate and I tightened the center bolt, and that allowed the ladder to go in this way, push it in a little bit closer to the bottom of the last rung. And then I actually tightened these 3 a little bit more, and that brought it even closer, and then I was able to get these in easy. So I'm just gonna tighten everything. Everything's looking where I want it. I'll determine that for sure when I close the tailgate and make sure everything is lined up and straight, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. Actually, I'm gonna do that. So I'm liking the way everything looks. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten the last 2 top bolts here and snug all the bolts in the bottom, and we have an install here. So we'll take a walk around, pull it out in the light. I know it's a little dark in here. We'll pull it out in the light and we'll take a look at it. All right, guys, we just did this install. It is the Westcott Designs Ladder, and it is beautiful. Well done, Westcott Designs and Jeff. They are here local in Phoenix, and I actually drove down and picked it up. It took about 8 weeks to make, but it arrived and it is installed. Took a couple hours to put in. There was a couple little difficulties. Other than that, it was pretty straightforward. I just wanted to show you how it looks. And let's actually take a little pop up top and we'll show you how it looks here. It's got the flat part up here where you can step on and load the roof rack, which is very convenient. So this thing is solid as a rock. It's not going anywhere. It is gorgeous. I love this little inset with WD, and happy with it. So I do have a bunch more mods to install. I will do install videos as well as just shorter videos that show you the mod installed already for those of you not interested in the details. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you tuning into the channel. I hope you enjoy it. A lot more content coming up, a lot more off-roading adventures. We have the drone ready to put up into the air to get some good footage of some of the trails. And please, as always, like the video, subscribe if you can. I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And Westcott Designs Ladder, Toyota 4Runner 5th generation. Well done, guys. Appreciate it.